Hello and welcome to Eagle Talk. I'm Ben Vahey and with me is Jonathan Goehring. Today we talk about the Brockport and Section V Lacrosse action, and we will recap the Rochester Americans versus Syracuse Crunch home-and-home series from this past weekend.
With the weather warming up, there's always a chance that lacrosse is happening throughout the week. We start right here on campus, where the Golden Eagle women's lacrosse team hosted Buffalo State last Wednesday. Brockport women's lacrosse hosting Buffalo State Wednesday afternoon. The Golden Eagles were dominant throughout. First minute into the game, Allison Jennings, the freshman, takes the pass from Chloe Kirst and scores. Golden Eagles kick it off with a 1-0 lead. And then, same two people, same result. Kirst to Jennings again for another Brockport goal. Jennings had 3 goals for the Golden Eagles. Then it's Heather Conklin after this. Heather Conklin is worth the price of admission to watch at Brockport, I should say, women's lacrosse games. Here's Conklin, fires one in and drops her stick. She is not done yet, those of you watching at home, and you'll see why. Then she takes a pass from Kirst and shoots the ball into the net past the Bengals goalie, and it would only get better for Conklin after that. Here on a free position, she takes the easy top shelf shot for a goal. Conklin had 6 goals for Brockport in this one as the Golden Eagles cruise past Buffalo State 17-8 the final. More highlights from this game on our website, talentv.org.
Brockport women's lacrosse back in action on Saturday, taking on Plattsburgh, looking to pick up another win. The Golden Eagles were already up 2-0 when their cameras arrived, and check out who scores right here. A matter of time till we mentioned her, Heather Conklin tickles the twine for the Golden Eagles. Brockport has the 3-0 lead. Then it's Chloe Kirst who finds her way through traffic and shoots the ball into the back of the net. Golden Eagles now up 4-0. And then Hannah Cullen finds her way through traffic and fires one in for another Brockport goal. Brockport Golden Eagles cruise past the Plattsburgh Cardinals 23-1 the final. Brockport still seems to be the team to beat in SUNYAC women's lacrosse.
On the men's side now, Brockport taking on Oswego Saturday in a battle of the green and gold. First quarter, Lakers get on the board to start this one off. Kyle Bacon bakes one off the feed from Evan Holfelder. Oswego up to a 1-0 lead. Oswego tries to score another goal several minutes later, but John Clancy robs Dan Doolin of a goal. Oswego, though, still is up by 1. Brockport, though, would tie it up after Owen Van Wee, the former Spencerport Ranger, fires a rocket past the Lakers goalie for his first career goal as a Brockport Golden Eagle game now knotted up 1-1, but Oswego is just too much for Brockport to handle in this one. Weston Gray with a one-timer past John Clancy for the goal. Oswego rolls in this one, taking down the Golden Eagles 11-8 the final.
So, John, what do you think about that? Brockport lacrosse, they're definitely worth the price of admission for the women. Well, the men didn't get the result they wanted, but look at the women. 23-1 over Plattsburgh. Unbelievable. Who can score 23 goals in a game? And that Heather Conklin, she's definitely worth the price of admission. What do you have to say?
Well, they never take their foot off the gas pedal, and that's why they're so impressive. It's early in the season, so a lot of SUNYAC play left. Still a lot of teams that are going to test Brockport, but so far they look like the team to beat so far in the SUNYACs. We'll see what ends up happening down the road.
Yeah, they're still perfect in SUNYAC. They've lost a couple games, but not in conference play yet, so they still have a chance. So maybe their big challenge could be Cortland, I think, coming up, but look how well they destroyed Plattsburgh. Unbelievable.
Good
I've never
start.
seen a score like 23-1.
Yeah,
wow.
Really. Great start.
Yep, so now we're going to stay with lacrosse, but we will go down a level to high school. We don't really have to head far, as Brockport High School saw some action last Tuesday. In a Section V versus Section 6 matchup on a beautiful Tuesday night at Brockport High School, the Blue Devils hosted the Medina Mustangs. Right as soon as the game starts, Brockport gets on the board. Cole Beardsley with the top shelf goal. Blue Devils take an early 1-0 lead. Seconds later, Dylan Vergari with the left-handed moves. Pretty cool goal to see. You don't see a goal like this too often, as the Blue Devils now take a 2-0 lead. And then it's Vergari again with a rocket past the netminder. Brockport cruises in this one, shutting out Medina 17-0. Yes, 17 goals in this game for the Blue Devils.
Now head over to Spencerport, where the Rangers take on the Hilton Cadets in Section 5 Boys Lacrosse action Saturday afternoon. Third quarter, Hilton up by 8. Rangers looking to come back. Mike Vinci with the drop shot through traffic past the Cadets defense. Rangers now down by just 7. Hilton, though, would tack on another goal right after that. Michael Galanti twickles the twine for the Cadets. Hilton now up 11-3. The Cadets would put this one away after that. Justin Mosher passes it off to Mitchell Buckert. Hilton takes down Spencerport on the road, 13-6, the final.
Wow, 13-6. What about the high school action you got going on there? What'd you think?
Well, a couple of the teams here on the west side dominant. Brockport with just a rout of a win over Medina, and then Hilton, solid victory over Spencerport. Very impressed with these two teams, Brockport and Hilton, and their offenses so far. A lot of exciting moves and exciting goals.
I couldn't believe that. 17-0 in one game. That's unbelievable. One team that we did not mention in the high school lacrosse part of the show, I should mention now, is the Spencerport girls. They're having a pretty good. They're undefeated right now at 3-0, and they're in action this week against Victor. So we'll see how Spencerport does on the girls' side. We should have them pretty soon. Right.
We'll see how it goes.
Yep, and now we shift to professional sports, where the Rochester Americans took on the Syracuse Crunch in a home-and-home series this past weekend. The Rochester Americans and Syracuse Crunch facing off Friday night at the Blue Cross Arena on Pink the Rink Night, battling for first place in the AHL North standings. Late in the first period, Syracuse strikes first. Alexander Volkov takes the pass and beats Adam Wilcox for the goal. Crunch up 1-0. Now, as the first period winds down with just 35 seconds left before intermission, Alex Barry Boulay with the beautiful pass to Gabriel Dumont for the goal. That goal sends the Crunch into the locker room with a 2-0 lead. Second period now, Amherst get the response they need. Jack Doherty with just his second goal of the season as he fires a slap shot past Crunch goalie Ante Tolvinen. Amherst get a goal, but still trail by 2. But Syracuse was just too much for Rochester in this one. Carter Verhage knocks another goal in for insurance. Amherst get crunched in this one, 6-1, the final.
Well, my line's definitely got to be better. That's one thing. We can't turn the puck over. They capitalize on every time we turned it over. I think when we got pucks deep, I thought we had some good chances. We really played well, so we got to get in front of him. It wasn't our game. We're not going to win every game, but there were some positives and definitely some negatives that we got to learn from.
We got to simplify. What I was talking about was getting pucks deep. We got to make sure their D turn a lot and got to get pucks behind them and then we got to get shots off quicker. I thought we were a couple times we had shots from our D that we didn't get quick enough there. They were blocking a lot of shots even in the slot. I thought there was a couple times that we had opportunities to get it off quicker and we were a little slow. And kudos to them. They had good sticks. They're well structured, but we gotta find ways to get pucks in the net.
The Amherst look to rebound Saturday in Game 2 of the home-and-home series at the Onondaga County War Memorial in Syracuse. First period, only 33 seconds into the game, the Amherst strike first. Kevin Porter to Wayne Simpson for the goal. Already a different result from Friday as Rochester has a very early 1-0 lead. Later in the period, the Amherst get this thing going again, as you'll see Dalton Smith now slipping it to Andrew McWillem, who gives it past goalie Ate Tolivin for an Amherst goal, giving them a 2-0 lead. Second period now, Rochester on the power play. Rasmus Esplund finds the puck and slips it to Yannick Velu, who finds his way through the traffic for the goal. Amherst go on to win this one, getting their revenge in the second game of the home-and-home by a final of 5-2 in Syracuse.
Well, we've been better on the road this year, so hopefully come out and we play a solid road game. Like I said, get pucks deep and pressure their D and get in front of the net and hopefully get a couple dirty goals.
So, John, what do you think? Amherst, tell me that out. They got crunched, but then they come back the next day.
Yes. Well, very good bounce-back victory on Saturday night. That was a brutal loss.
Oh, yeah.
But Saturday, they put it behind them. They have a short memory, and they get the win and continue to be on pace for a good, deep playoff run in the AHL. But two lopsided scores, but very interesting games, all things considered, right?
Oh, yeah, those teams hate each other. They battle down the throughway. Syracuse and Rochester, long-time rivalry, but they're not done playing each other yet before the playoffs. They have one game left in the series, April 13th in Syracuse. So
what a rivalry.
It's going to be a battle for first place. We'll see who gets it.
We will look forward to that. Well, the Amherst have already clinched a playoff spot and are awaiting their fate by playing out for the top spot the next few games. Their NHL affiliate, though, the Buffalo Sabres, have announced a coaching change over the weekend. The Buffalo Sabres have made the decision to fire their head coach after finishing the season with a 33-39-10 record. The Sabres announced on Sunday that they have let coach Phil Housley go after not making the playoffs again for the 8th straight season since 2011. General manager Jason Botterill says in terms of replacing Housley, the process has already begun, and he had nothing else to say about the search for possible candidates. Buffalo looked like they were on track to making the playoffs and ending their playoff drought back in November when they won 10 straight games. But since that streak, the Sabres have fallen apart, and with 17-30-8 in their final 55 games, finishing 22 points behind the Columbus Blue Jackets for the second wildcard spot in the Eastern Conference. Housley finishes his career as Buffalo Sabres head coach with a record of 58-84-22 since being hired by the Sabres in June of 2017. Wow, so Ben, a difficult news for Phil Housley, but I'm sure Sabres fans ready to move on now and excited for the future.
I agree, John. It was a pretty good year, I'd say, for the Amherst so far, but for the Sabres, I remember back in November, I was watching that game like, whoa, they're in first place, and then, wah, they fell apart. So we'll see, though. But now this brings up a good question, too, though. Like, what about the Amherst head coach, Chris Taylor? Do you think he could potentially get called up to replace Housley in Buffalo?
I think they will definitely consider their options, Taylor being one of them, and they'll also look around at other NHL head coaches and head coaching vacancies, and we'll see what they end up doing. But the Sabres have a lot of young talent, so I'm really excited for their future. I think they just need the right pieces in place.
They had Rasmus Dahlin, the #1 draft pick last year, so we'll see who they get. You just never know. There's always something new happening, but as I said, well, Chris Taylor gets called up, that'd be big, but
we'll
Rochester probably wouldn't like that. You know?
For sure, yeah, we sure wouldn't down here.
No.
Well, that is all the time we have for Eagle Talk. For all your action in Brockport and Section 5, as well as the Amherst getting ready for a playoff run, stay with us. We've got you covered. Until next time, I'm John Goehring.
And I am Ben Vahey. Thank you for watching.